back on Poke Nation. We're back from San Antonio.
How was it?
Your wallet's a little bigger, I think, coming up pretty soon, huh?
I don't know about that.
Well, we'll talk about that. I thought San Antonio was good. Gazzolo and Heath Schroyer, we saw. Coach was there.
It was great. I thought.
I don't know why you think you can take a picture of me just because I'm in a tie. I don't wear a jacket twice in a week. That's why I got the McNeese thing on.
I was literally almost fell over. I just like, oh my gosh, is that Jim? And he's in a tie? I just can't believe you would do that for the South and you don't do that for Poke Nation. I mean, it's just. It says a lot.
Next week I'll wear a suit and tie just for you.
It says a lot. Okay.
How that?
That'd be great.
Just for you next
That'd be
week?
great. I'm glad to know that you own a tie.
I felt. I was glad to find one. I felt a little like a stuffed turtle.
You look great. You look great. The commissioner was really, really excited that you were there. It was awesome. He pulled me aside and said, "Man, like when we invited the media, it's like we invite Jim. Like it's phenomenal. You have such a great reputation this conference."
Yeah, boy, really well liked. There was a lot of people that were really happy to see me. Okay, so wild week. We start with football. We're gonna have We're gonna have the whole Matt Viator presentation on when he was in San Antonio in the back half of the show. Big announcement coming. You want to make it? What do you want to say about it?
Well, listen,
Ryan Navarre is going to be here.
Absolutely. Ryan Navarre is going to join us in the next segment. I am so excited. We're filming obviously Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, there's a press conference that we just signed naming rights to Cowboy Stadium to Ryan Navarre, which is now going to be the Navarre Stadium. It's a $5 million deal that spans over 10 years.
And I don't. Some of you are going to get excited about it. Some of you are going to want to jump off the bridge. Here's the thing. That's the price of doing business now in this. That's what college sports is.
I'm so excited about it. I cannot tell you how excited I am. And this isn't just about putting a name on a building, and Ryan's going to talk about that. But Ryan and I have been working on this deal for almost 3 years.
Yeah, 2.5, 3 years.
And we talked about the rebuild after the hurricanes, et cetera, and what we can do. And I talked about my vision of McNeese leading the way and being the backbone of Southwest Louisiana. And he believed that. And he wanted to elevate McNeese because he saw the economic value for this entire community. It's a great deal. I am so excited. But I will tell you this, that it wouldn't have happened without the selflessness of Bill Dorier, who had the naming rights to the press box before and relinquished them in order for us to move the university forward with this type of financial commitment.
So you're not going to have different naming rights for the press box then?
That's correct. Yep.
So the Jim Gazzolo press box isn't going to happen?
No, for sure. Now the press area.
I got a 20 in my wallet.
The press area is going to end up being Louis Bonnet.
Yeah, that should be.
Absolutely. But I am so excited.
Can I get a chair for $20?
Oh yeah, 100%. But as you know, we talk about it all the time. Like, in order for us to get where we want to go, we have to do things that we've never done before.
Well, in today's world, if you want to compete, you got to do that.
Absolutely, 100%.
And it is a huge step for the university. This is, and I know, like I said, I'm going to have a piece out tomorrow actually on this, but this is the nature of doing business. Mm-hmm. This is what it looks like for the fans that want to win. The tradition of McNeese is not the name of the stadium. It's not the look of the uniform. The tradition of McNeese is winning, the standards that have been set, and the fact that players want to come back.
Correct.
And none of that changes with this. In fact, you're going to see more interest you're going to see more things happen because this is about investing in the future of the university.
100%. I mean, look, if you continue to do things, you can't aspire to go to places that you've never been as a university or an athletic department and do the things that you did 20 years ago and hang on to it. Doesn't work. The great thing about this community, a lot of this community, especially guys like Ryan, is like he understands that. They want to grow Southwest Louisiana. They want to grow and rebuild and help and make an economic impact throughout this region. And McNeese plays a huge role in that. So this isn't just putting a name on a building. It's elevating an entire department, an entire university, and in turn, an entire community.
And one thing that I don't think people understand, this is a completely different community than 5 years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
And that is a lot of people that were old, staunch people that were the old way, old guard left after the hurricanes, and a lot of new people came in to help rebuild and have decided we like it, we're staying.
Sure.
And they're looking for things to do, and they want to invest in themselves. They want to partner with the school. They want to root for the school.
Absolutely.
So it's a different dynamic than we've ever seen, and it's benefited in a strange way. It's all benefited McNeese. And let's put it this way: you put a name on this building, and the world didn't collapse.
Absolutely, 100%. And
Although the building collapsed, the world didn't collapse.
I mean, and you know, the thing is like, you think about the commitment from a guy like Ryan Navarre to do that. It's a lot, you know. I mean, it is the biggest gift for McNeese athletics for naming rights in the history of the school.
And the Southland, isn't it?
And the Southland, yes. So, I mean, it is a monumental gift. It's a monumental moment, and I could not be happier or more proud to usher in Navarre Stadium.
We'll talk to Ryan Navarre right after this.
What makes having a local lawyer important is it's all about relationships. When judges know the lawyer and the lawyer has established credibility over time with the court, they know enough to trust what you're telling them. Lake Charles must be a wonderful place because now lawyers all over the state claim that Lake Charles is their hometown. I thought you could only have one hometown, and I know this is ours.
Well, it's game day at the Legacy Center, and the McNeese Cowboys are warmed up and ready to play. Cowboys have a new player this year, number 22, Katie Ferdinandson. This girl loves basketball and McNeese so much she can't wait to get out on the floor. And we're off. She made tips to Brewer, and there goes Katie.
Ferdinandson Financial Group supports the McNeese Cowboys.
Craving a quick fix? Evans has you covered. Bring the kids in and cool off from the summer heat with their favorite ice cream. Fuel up with protein snacks and energy drinks that will power you through the day. Locally stocked and family owned with fresh food prepared daily. Evans has everything you need. Evans Corner Store. Come visit us on Ryan Street.
The Cowboys are going to do some really big things. Really big.
McNeese athletes bring big energy, big plays, and big spirit to every game. That's why Lakeside is proud to be such a huge fan. We're a hometown team too, in the business of backing big dreams across our community every day. And we always bank on big wins with McNeese Sports. Go big with Lakeside and McNeese.
New to Lake Charles, but not Louisiana, Mockler Beverage has been a leading Anheuser-Busch distributor for over 35 years. Known for an unwavering commitment to quality and service, we're excited to bring our excellence to Southwest Louisiana. Our exceptional portfolio of brands ensures we have the perfect beverage for every taste and occasion. Experience the Mockler difference, where every sip tells a story of excellence and satisfaction. Mockler Beverage, we serve Southwest Louisiana. For more information or to join the team, go to mocklerbeverage.com.
Welcome back to Poke Nation. It is my honor to have the man of the hour, Mr. Ryan Navarre, join Poke Nation. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
For sure. And I'm sorry Jim left his jacket in San Antonio.
I wear a jacket. I told you I
okay.
wear a jacket once a week. I wore it in San Antonio.
Okay, yeah.
It's gotta be.
It's a
dry
special
cleaned.
moment, and I can't believe that you didn't put a jacket on. But anyway.
I
Well,
forgot
now that
my
you got-
jacket too.
But you don't have to wear it.
Now you got all this extra stuff. Maybe you can give me a little loan so I can buy a second jacket.
Okay, yeah. So Ryan, let's get right into it. We just announced in the last segment, and you know we had a press conference. We're going to have a press conference later on today about the $5 million gift over 10 years, which is the biggest naming rights gift in McNeese athletics history and the Southland history. Why?
You know, that's a really good question, and it balls back to I've always been a McNeese Cowboy. You know, my father wanted to go to McNeese, and because he had me, he had to go straight to work. But his whole life, he wanted to be a Cowboy. And my whole life was the same thing, that I wanted to be a Cowboy. Plus for the fact that I had to pay for my own college.
Right.
And so I couldn't
Right.
afford to go live somewhere else, but I wanted to be a Cowboy. And what I learned from being here was that this place, more than any place in Lake Charles, anywhere in the Southwest Louisiana, creates community. And me and my wife went to school together here. We started off in high school together, and we graduated together, and we got married after that, and we have a lot of friends that have done the same. And one thing that really, with me bothers me is that so many people are for the Cowboys and with the Cowboys, but you'll have some people show up in other colors, and I'm like, how can you do that? They don't do anything for you. This university does so much that people can't see on helping our community and growing our community. If we lost this university, it would be catastrophic.
Yep.
And so, it was a tough thing for me to do because I didn't want to, put my name on a building. And but in the end, it made sense because the most important thing is taking what we've done already with basketball, right? I mean, that's been a phenomenal deal.
Yep.
Financially, it's been phenomenal. And students, it's been phenomenal. I was, at the graduation of St. Louis, and I've been to a few of them. I've never seen that many Cowboys stand up before when they announced where they're going, and I was just blown away and excited about that. And that's you and Wade and everything that y'all are doing on that. And so my hope is with what we're doing right now, we can make it even bigger than what we've done with basketball.
One thing is, before the Hurricanes and that, there was not this sense of partnership with the community from McNeese. How has that changed, and how has that kind of grown how you've gotten involved in it? Because now there is a partnership. This is a partnership between you and the university more than anything else, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a critical partnership, and I think we need more involvement. During football season, I fly the big yellow flags on game weeks and stuff like that, and I think we need more people to get involved and support our university. Right? You live here; it's our university, and the other thing too that people don't think about, and I see this all the time. Right? All my kids are enrolled. I have one that graduated, one fixing to graduated, two that are here now that are going to graduate, and then my 7-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm sure she wants to be a Cowboy because she only wears the cowgirl kicker outfits. And one of the important things about that is a lot of people don't realize that it's like, oh, I want to send them off to school, and they go off to school and they never see their kids again. And and that's a tragedy, right? Where I talk to friends and like, how's so and so doing, your son? And like, I haven't seen him. I'm hoping I see him at Christmas time. You have a university that has excellent, skills on training young adults to be productive, and you should utilize it here. That way you get to grow up. Why have kids if you're never going to see them again, right? Mm-hmm. And when you send them off to university, they kind of bond with that community and end up staying there. And so the stronger we can make our university, the more people stay, creates more jobs, creates more opportunity for everybody.
I think the one neat thing is that, and you and I have worked on this deal for almost 3 years, right? But the vision of, hey, listen, we're going to elevate McNeese athletics, which will elevate the university, which in turn elevates the entire community. And that's where I think this gift and this commitment will hopefully let other people understand that's where it starts. That's the grassroots, right? I mean, if you invest in athletics, it helps the university helps the entire community.
Yeah. On a scary thing, right? I've been on the financial board for years, and we went from the university used to get almost $30 million.
Correct. Right.
It's less than $2 million a year that they get.
That's right.
Universities have to be, ran right. They have to have students, or they're going to die off because the states don't give the money
That's
that
right.
they used to run these things.
Mm-hmm.
And right now with you and Wade, I mean, the dynamic duo, I mean, sky's the limit. And I love the vision that you both have and that you're wanting to do. And I think that people will, see this vision that you have, and they'll want their kids to come here because of what y'all are doing.
One question I have is, at ULL, there's a stipulation of what the money goes to for the stadium. It's to rejuvenate the stadium, to rebuild it. Is there any stipulations to what this goes? Where do you want to see the money go to, or where is it? Is it just the athletic department?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the athletic department. I think with the team that we have here, and the proof is in the pudding, right? You know, somebody can say, I'm going to do all this, I'm going to do all that. You know, what has Heath done, right? He's brought in, you know, basketball where we're now a major contender, and the money that we made off of what he's done and the coaches have done has been phenomenal for the school. And how does he back that up? He goes and brings us another monster coach. So girls basketball, men's basketball, we're going to be powerful. And then, you know, the funniest thing I always heard people say, well, when Coach V was here and everything else, well, guess what?
He's here.
He brought Coach V back. And I think that what he's done is irreplaceable. And I don't get, you know, I do evaluations all the time. I got right at 500 employees, so I'm always doing evaluations. And if you get an 8 from me, you're gonna run around with the flag and be all excited that I gave you an 8, because I don't believe in perfect, right? I'm never gonna be my best. I'll die trying to be my best. But Heath Schroyer is a definite 10.
You didn't get the memo that we don't. He's just.
But you know, I'll just add this too, and this is the, you know, Ryan and I obviously have a really good relationship, and when we go to lunch or whatever, we don't, for, you know, years we talked about this, but we also talk about like business, like running an athletic department is a business.
Yeah.
Like he made it, just alluded to, running a university is now a business, because if you don't run it that way, you won't survive. I've learned more from my time with Ryan, picking his brain, you know, going in and talking to his teams and watching him. I ask him questions all the time about structure, et cetera, because if you don't run an athletic department like a business, you will fail.
Yeah. Well, like I said, coming off the Clemson win and all that, this is probably the biggest long-term moment in McNeese history of
100%.
athletics, because this one has legs that can carry on for a long time. Now, you gave him a lot of credit. The best thing he ever did as an AD was fire himself as a head coach. So make sure we get that point across.
I don't. He did fill this stadium against. You know, remember that was the first time the stadium had been filled. He did that, and you know when he moved into that role, and I was like, look, you can do both of these jobs and everything else. He's just such a strong, passionate person that he's like, I cannot give to the AD what needs to be done for this university to be great. And so he did sacrifice his passion.
Oh, yeah.
To take this job, and what he's done has just been outstanding.
It is. It's the most amazing.
I know, you know, everybody always has an opinion, right? They always got something to say, but you know, you need all the information to really make an opinion. And like I said, he doesn't take breaks. I mean, he runs nonstop. It's like you were, you know, a while ago you were saying, he's always on the phone.
Yeah.
But it's always about work and what he's working on to get done. You know, we can't afford to lose Wade, and we can't afford to lose Heath. And, you know, there's people that have their things that they want to complain about and all that. But what matters is what has happened and how drastic this university is, and how the increase in student enrollment, and above all else, go somewhere. Go out of state and wear your McNeese colors, because I only wear blue and gold. Yeah. I get noticed for wearing McNeese. Like, man, I was pulling for y'all, and you hear all kinds of stories. Never heard that before.
That's an amazing thing, and biggest gift in history of the
For
Southland
McNeese
Conference.
McNeese Athletics and the South.
Miles from where we were 5 years ago, just absolutely miles. Sure. And I do give him a hard time, but to me, he's the most important man in the rebuild of the city, not just the school. So.
Amen to that.
When we come back, we'll have more on Poke Nation.
What makes having a local lawyer important is it's all about relationships. When judges know the lawyer, and the lawyer has established credibility over time with the court, they know enough to trust what you're telling them. Lake Charles must be a wonderful place, because now lawyers all over the state claim that Lake Charles is their hometown. I thought you could only have one hometown, and I know this is ours.
Well, that was Ryan Navarre. Now, coming up on Poke Nation, we're going to listen to Matt Viator at Southland Conference and the rest of McNeese party after this on Poke Nation.
Well, as the Southland Conference opening drive rolls on, we are now joined by a legend and Hall of Famer, Matt Viator. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you coached the Cowboys from 2006 to 15, 78 wins, 3 conference titles, 5 playoff appearances. What type of full circle moment has this been for you to now come back and do it all again?
It's been fun. I will say that. Really enjoyed it. It was a great opportunity for me the first time to be there, the years I was there, and to be asked to come back really means a lot to me. The McNeese program means a lot to me. The Southland Conference, means a lot to me. And, the years I spent in the conference and 5 or 6 years as the chair of the football coaches and stuff. So I'm glad to be back here at Media Days and to be back at McNeese for sure.
Just like riding a bike?
I don't know. I've gotten a little old for that and stuff. So not necessarily that, but the transition's been good.
Coach, you've been out for a little while. You've been out of football for a little while. What's the motivation to come back to McNeese, a place with so much history, tradition, where you have come and won before? What's that motivation to come back and get it going again?
Oh, I mean, obviously I'm highly motivated, and I was only out of football for last year. So I mean, I worked at UL and, did their stuff and worked with quarterbacks and then, was there to all hours of the night, just like I was any other year. So, but no, I mean, the motivation to come back, I would, not reliving the past any, but, I would like to see McNeese at a certain standard and a certain place in this league, and hopefully we can get it back there.
You talked about how important it is for you kind of to see McNeese get back to where it was. Was that your motivation? Because there was a time when you said you didn't want to come back.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a time for sure that, kind of hoping that, that it would happen. And I'm not saying that I'm the only one or the one that can get it done, but, but wanting to see McNeese, kind of get back to a certain standard that we had and was willing to, to be on the sideline to see it happen. But this was an opportunity when Coach Schroyer approached me and looking at it and had some really good conversations with he and Matt Fontenot, and really have heard great things about Dr. Roos. I really didn't know him at the time, but I'd heard really good things about him. And then, now that I've been there and had an opportunity to meet him, I think the time was right.
The thing is, and we've talked about this a little bit, is completely different funded university now, completely different look. Get a new press box, new suites and all that. How different is it now?
It's pretty different. I hope it made sense, but whenever I got hired, I kept saying it's the same location, it's a different place. And, I parked in the same parking lot, went up the same elevator, but it's a different place. And how it's being run, it's been 9 years, and how it's run, I think, for the better. And stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's some of the things when you're there, and some of the people that you work with, I mean, are still there. But there's a lot of it that is different, Jim, and I think different in a better way.
First of all, you're back at McNeese, so you have to add the extra L to UL. Remember that. It's got to be ULL now. I know you work there, but you got to put the extra L in there. Secondly, how have you changed since you've been gone? Obviously went to Monroe and had some success there, and then, as you mentioned, quality control over in Lafayette, and then out for a year. What's different about Matt Viator now?
Hopefully it's helped me, to be honest with you. The Monroe experience was fantastic. The people I thought were great. I really enjoyed it there. My wife and I both did. And I think going to UL, to ULL, however you want to say it.
You got it. You got it back, Coach.
Well, I have a habit of calling people what they want to be called.
Yeah, I understand.
So, but I think going there and, spending a year with Billy Napier, who I thought was a great guy, and then working for Mike Desimo and being there and stuff. So hopefully I'm a little bit better version of myself. I hope. I know I'm a little older, but hopefully I'm a little bit better version of myself. And I've made the comment, Patrick, in the past, and where I really kicked myself for 17 years, I was at McNeese, and I didn't get out enough. I don't think it's hard in a smaller college. I mean, as a head coach, to when you wore a lot of hats, just to pick up and go spend a week somewhere and learn football. And I kicked myself. I think I should have got out and probably learned a little bit more. So I think going to Monroe and seeing it a little different, going to Lafayette, seeing it a little different, hopefully it's going to help me.
What makes having a local lawyer important is it's all about relationships. When judges know the lawyer and the lawyer has established credibility over time with the court, they know enough to trust what you're telling them. Lake Charles must be a wonderful place because now lawyers all over the state claim that Lake Charles is their hometown. I thought you could only have one hometown, and I know this is ours.
Matt Viator will join us as he returns to the Cowboys along with offensive lineman Will Bressie and defensive lineman Mace Lewis. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And Coach Viator, we will start with an opening statement.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here representing McNeese for sure. To have the opportunity to do it a second time is really a thrill for me. I'm excited to be back here at the Southland Conference at Media Days. Conference I was a part of for 17 years and have a lot of respect for, and look forward now to certainly to working with Commissioner Grant in the new administration here, and just really excited to be here. Excited to coach these two young men on both of my sides here, and the young men that are back in Lake Charles. I think we have a really good group of guys that have worked really hard and have tried to do all the things that we've asked them to do in terms of the transition, and so we're excited to get going next week.
At this time, we will do questions to the student athletes, and Will, Mace, for both of you, what has it been like with Coach Viator, back at the helm with McNeese, but what has it been like? What's that culture been like with him? Tell me a little bit of what's that been like with him coming on board. Will, we'll start with you. Mace, you'll go second.
I think Coach Viator brings a different aspect of the game, honestly. I think the way the assistant coaches he brought in and the way he coaches is much more, I think it's more of a winning mentality. I think McNeese is going to come back. I think we're going to have a great season. I think Coach Viator is going to lead us to some great wins. Yeah.
Mace, what's it been like with Coach Viator?
First, I would like to thank the man above for being here. And Coach V for bringing me. Coach V been very, very good with us. The transition been real smooth. Like I said, he's big on respect, but he's very calm. And like I said, that's what we need as a head coach. You need someone who's very calm and everything. So the transition been real smooth with him, and I'm glad to be playing under him.
Lake Charles, comparatively to a lot of your in-state institutions, is not landlocked. You're right there on the water, and a little bit less of a small town, but still has a small town feel. Can you guys, two student athletes, could you please talk about what Lake Charles means to you personally, and just the community embrace, and then also a home field advantage that you feel there in Lake Charles?
I've been there since my freshman year. I love Lake Charles. The fans are amazing. They love us no matter how we do, good or bad. And, I love them. They're the best fans in Southland, in the country, So just being there, it makes me feel very good, and I want to win. I want to win for them because they've been with us through so much, the losing seasons. I want to give back to them. So, yeah.
For me, transferring from a D2 or a small town, coming to Lake Charles, it was completely different. I mean, the fans and the support from the community is something I've never thought I would experience. Even at our games, talking to some of the guys here, I mean, they say our fans are pretty intense on game days, and support throughout the community. Whenever you go out to eat, you go to the store, someone asks you, you play football. I mean, good luck this season. It's incredible. It really is.
So there are a lot of schools in Louisiana right there, kind of in close proximity to you guys. Who would you personally consider is, McNeese, obviously historic program, storied program, but who would you personally consider as your individual rival within the Southland Conference, if you could pick one?
Not in Louisiana, but I think Lamar. I think Battle of the Border, it's the last game of the season traditionally. It's always intense. It's always, both teams could have a losing record. Doesn't matter. They're going to play hard. So I'd say Lamar.
I want to thank Ryan Navarre. Thank Heath Schroyer. Money's coming into the school. Football season's about to start. Next week we'll talk more football. Thanks for joining us on Poke Nation.